One of 9 kids from a small country town, it was a big climb, but there was never any doubting his ability.
Warple, has he got the shape? He has!
The youngest player since Lee Matthews to win a Hawthorn B&F, he's doing his best to make the Hawks great again, and he's next. Hello and welcome to Knockoffs, brought to you by Pepperjack Wines. Richo here, and we have a terrific guest for you today. He's a best and fairest winner at the Hawthorn Football Club. Can you believe, in his second year of football, only Lee Matthews has done that younger, so it's a great achievement. James Warple, thanks heaps for joining us.
Thanks, Richo. Thanks for having me.
Now, mate, we have food brought in every week by our guests, and I think you've topped it here. What do you got here?
Yep, I've just got a variety of banh mi's here, a few different flavours, and they look really good.
Yeah, they look good, mate. We'll tuck into those later with a little bit of Grenache down there from Pepperjacks. Now, mate, I believe you worked at a winery before you got drafted.
Yeah, I did. Finished school early, but I was 17, so had a year to fill in before draft year, and worked there with my brother, so it was fun.
Yeah, talking of your brothers, mate, people might know this. You come from a large family. You've got 8 siblings, I believe. Is that right?
That's right. Big family. I don't know what mum and dad were thinking, but I've got 5 sisters and 3 brothers, so I'm the second youngest of them.
So you got 3 older brothers?
Yep, exactly.
Would have been some good footy games in the backyard?
Yeah, it was good. We had a big backyard, so growing up, got bashed up a little bit, but we always had heaps of fun in the backyard, heaps of games, and wouldn't rather it any other way.
One of your sisters went down to Geelong in the AFLW as well? Yeah,
my sister Emily, she was a really good netballer growing up. But she moved down to football the last couple of years and got a crack at Geelong VFLW, and she really enjoyed her time down there. But now she's just kicking it at local football in Grovedale, so she's doing well.
Are the bros still playing?
Yeah, one of them is Thomas, but he's just had a knee injury which will end his season, which is unfortunate. I think he played about 150 games straight down there for Mottawarri Footy Club.
Yeah.
So Gary Ablett played there when he was a junior, and I love always getting down and watching him play. But
mate, it's a rich breeding ground down there. The Geelong Falcons have been such a good program. You were involved in that and had great success. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I loved playing down in the country. I think footy's massive in the country areas, and I was down at Falcons for a couple of years, and we were lucky enough to win a premiership in 2017, so my draft year, and I loved playing there and loved all the boys down there.
I believe you played centre-half forward as a junior, is that right?
Yeah, I did. I was an early developer, so I was a lot taller than a lot of people. So in under 15s, I think I was All-Australian centre-half back. And
is that right?
And then at my local club, I was leading goal kicker centre-half forward. So, but then everyone caught up to me, and now I'm about in the middle.
What was your biggest bag of goals?
I think I kicked about a 7 or 8 one time. I think my brother was keeping stats on the side, which is good, but nothing too crazy.
Well, you transitioned into a midfielder, and in your draft year, I think you were Hawthorn's first pick, and mate, you adapted pretty quickly, played finals in your first year at Hawthorn. Tell us about the move and how you found AFL level. Yeah,
I was a pretty late draft pick. I don't think we had any. Well, I was the first, like you said, at pick 45. And I come in, didn't play till round 6, and then was in and out of the side till later on in the year, and lucky enough to play 2 finals against Richmond and Melbourne. We lost both, unfortunately, but looking back on it, great experience, and just want to get that taste again of some finals footy, really.
Yeah. What was the hardest thing you found coming from the under-18s into AFL level?
I think it was more of a shift from going from country to metro area. I think moving away from home at such a young age, a lot of people struggle with, and a lot of people struggle with interstate, let alone country to metro. But just settling into Melbourne, finding your feet at a new footy club, meeting a lot of new people, and that was probably the hardest thing.
Mate, as I said before, you won a best and fairest in your second year, and when you mentioned in the same breath as Lee Matthews, it's pretty special to win a B&F in your second year, the second youngest at Hawthorn. Must have been a thrill for you.
Yeah, it was. Looking back on it, I'm super proud and something that I'll cherish forever. And I think Sam Mitchell was a big part of that. Obviously, he's the head coach now, but he just came from West Coast and their premiership in 2018, I think it was. And
so he was your first midfield coach?
Yeah, he was. And he really took me under his wing and made me feel a lot more comfortable around the footy club. And obviously he was a great player, and I learnt a lot from him, and I pretty much got him to thank for that.
Well, people have sort of likened you two, you and Sam, as a protege. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think
he was one unbelievable player, one of the most competitive players you'll ever see.
Yeah, and he's still one of the most competitive coaches you'll ever see. I think he gets into training and roughs us up a little bit. I think he can still play, but Yeah, I think it might just be the blonde hair and the number 5, which people think famously for the number 5 at Hawthorn. But yeah, if I could be half the player Sam is, I'd be immensely proud.
Did you feel any pressure? You know, you become quite a big name at a club very early in your career when you win a best and fairest. That sort of brings pressure and expectation with it. Did you find any of that in the next few years after that? COVID hit, which doesn't help, does it? You had that such a long break in between games.
Yeah, COVID year was straight after the BNF, and you know, you don't play footy for 6 or 7 months or whatever it was. It was a weird time, but yeah, I think you're expected to play at a level, and as an AFL player, you're expected to play that every week. So it's not too much different from anyone else.
Now at the Hawks now, a lot of clubs go through this in a bit of a rebuilding phase. I think most clubs have it at some stage. I guess, how do you face that sort of adversity of rocking up to training? You know you're not going to win every week. You know you're in a rebuild mode. How do you keep a positive environment around a footy club?
Yeah, it's an interesting time at a footy club at the moment. We're incredibly young, and I think that's one of our strengths as well. Like you said, you've got to come into the footy club and try and be better every day, and maybe if you're a bit older, it might take a bit more work to do that. But I think with such a young group, we've got a lot of energy and a lot of players wanting to play well and expecting to play well. So, yeah, we're expecting to perform each week and hopefully get some more wins.
What about some of the youngsters you got coming through? There's some elite talent on your list. I think the one I love is Will Day, who's unfortunately been injured. There's so much young talent coming through. It feels to me that once you get that 30 to 40 games all together, it's going to click pretty quickly.
Yeah, I think that's a sweet spot, but you know, we're not going to be patient. We want to perform now, and yeah, we do have a lot of young talent coming through. Josh Weddle's playing some good footy at the moment, and I could name a handful more as well. But yeah, we just want to get as good as we can, as quick as we can.
He's a big unit, Josh, isn't he? I was looking at him the other day. I couldn't believe the size of him, and he'll be a midfielder moving forward.
Yeah, he's a big boy. I think he will. I think all the draftees coming in now are so big and so strong and so fit. It's incredible to see the development that they can do in the first couple of years of their career as well.
Who are the senior players that are helping these young guys come through, apart from yourself?
I think Jack Gunston's been really good since he's come back from Brisbane. He might not play every single week for us, but he's incredibly important to the way he coaches the forwards, and we've got a young group up there and a new group as well. There's a lot of players that haven't played with each other, so I think him and Luke Bruce are the main big names that do a lot of coaching for us.
What about the competition as a whole? It seems to change a little bit each year. If you don't play well, you don't bring your best footy, you can lose any given week. Is that how it feels as a player?
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, we saw last year we performed well against the better teams like Collingwood and Brisbane, and then some weeks you're expected to win and you don't perform and you get pipped. So yeah, it's in the 7 years I've been playing, it's the most even I've ever seen a competition.
What's Sammy like as a coach? We mentioned the player, competitive. Is he like that as a coach?
Yeah, he's exactly the same. He just wants to win, and he just wants the best out of us all, and he wants us to get better as quickly as we can. And yeah, like I said before, he joins in training and he actually goes pretty well. So
what about either side of his body?
Yeah,
it's the best I've seen, just about.
He just gets a footy and rolls on his left from 50 and hangs it home. But yeah, I reckon he could still be playing for us, to be honest.
Mate, what do you do away from footy? It's all-encompassing football. You're from the country. Do you like to get back down there as often as possible?
Yeah, I do. All my family is still back in Geelong, and yeah, I've got a few mates down there as well that I still see regularly. So love getting down there, and love the great outdoors and love camping and stuff like that.
Yeah, where do you get camping?
I've got a spot up in Echuca at the moment, in Turrumbry. It's actually, funny enough, Cody Waitman's property, so I sneak on there.
Sneak on.
His old man's a great bloke, so he lets us right down on the river there. So take the tents and take the jet ski, and it's a heap of fun.
Beautiful. All right, mate, if you had to take 3 teammates camping, who would they be?
You should ask me the other way, who I would
want. Right, I'll start with who you wouldn't then, and then we'll go to who you would.
Or who I wouldn't want to take.
I don't see Big Marby or Joel camping, to be honest.
I don't think he'd like it. Connor McDonald, he probably wouldn't like to get his hands too dirty and go without a shower for a couple of days. But yeah, who I would like to take camping, Henry Huswaite's a good one. He's from Rosebud, so technically country, but he loves the jet skis as well, so he'll be a bit of fun. Yeah,
beautiful. Mate, where would you go overseas for your favourite holiday destination? Have you been off overseas yet?
Yeah, I went to Europe a couple of years ago. Been to New Zealand for footy and stuff like that, but I wouldn't mind going to Fiji or somewhere like that. That'd be pretty fun.
Well, James, thanks so much for joining us today on Knockoffs. We've got a little bottle of Grenache there for you, mate, from
Beautiful.
Pepper Jack, so enjoy that. Good luck for the Hawks for the rest of the year.
Thank you very
I think
much.
it's going to click pretty soon, so many good young players. So thanks to James Worpel. That is another edition of Knockoffs. We'll see you again soon.